What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I want to make this very simple. I only have one problem with XRP, one simple problem with XRP that I think is more like a negative as well as a positive. And I know you're probably like, well, it's not really a problem. Well, it is. You know how you go into like an interview and they'll ask, what are your weaknesses? And you talk about that weakness that you do have, but how you're working on it, how it's making you a better employee, and all this other stuff. Now, there's that blanket answer that we could say, I care too much. Like, that's a ridiculous weakness that you could have, right? You can't really care too much, right? That's kind of not answering the question at the same time. But if you say something like, I have trouble focusing, but this is how I'm, working on that and all that stuff, that's something that could be a negative as well as a positive that's there. But I'm not trying to give you interview tips. What I am trying to do is talk about the one problem that I have and the ways that that problem could be solved very quickly. So if you guys could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel. If you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, please do so. This is a platform that I've been using for 2 years at this point. You can see that I have two positions right now. One for Jasmine Coin, one for AVAX. Jasmine Coin is up by 21%. AVAX is down by 23%. So I've seen some positivity. I've seen some negativity. Majority of what I had, I've seen positivity. If we're talking about how much I've gained, not the amount of investments, because I've had some negative investments, a good amount. But it's just how much I've made with those positive investments have definitely trumped the negative stuff. So feel free to check it out. Link is down below. If you guys want to, check it out for yourself without risking your own money, go over to the demo platform to where you can make trades on that demo platform with a simulated $100,000. You can see here that I still have Ethereum that I bought a while back that's still up $733. And this is all fake money. It's just utilizing the real market. So feel free to check that out. Link is in the description. Now, XRP. We talked about this earlier. It currently stands at $1.15. It is up by 3.5%. Great to see some green today. $72 billion market cap, $1.46 billion worth of volume, and we see $62.46 billion in circulation with 544,000 holders. Now, with everything that we did look at there, right? I always like to go over this detail just to give you a glimpse of where things are. With everything that we looked at here, what is my problem with XRP? Is my problem that we're not seeing enough implementation in banks, or we're not seeing XRP at the forefront, or that we saw the stable coin or anything like that? No, my problem is not that at all. My problem hovers around the supply. What we just looked at with the circulating supply, 62.46 billion, that's how much is actually in circulation. However, you have 99.98 billion that's in total supply, meaning that there is just about 40 billion coins that's available right now. Just about 40 billion coins that's still available to be introduced to the market. That's something that can create dilution. I never like dilution. I talked about Jasmine Coin and how before I decided to get into that, I made sure that it was either fully diluted or majority diluted, because I need to get in at a decent price where we can see things blow up from there, right? If I bought a bunch at $3, then I would be down 99% on whatever I bought, right? So I want to see dilution, and then I want to see it have a max supply so it can't be diluted more. Well, XRP has that, right? It has a max supply of 100 billion. It also has a deflationary aspect, if you don't know about that, right? Where it does burn a small amount of XRP with transactions that are going through. That's why you see the max supply at 100 billion and the total supply at 99.98 billion coins, because millions have been burned off. However, it's not really creating a huge impact on the overall total supply. In the future, it could, right? With the amount of transactions that can happen per second and the amount that gets burned off within those transactions, it could be massive. But because you can only have a certain amount happen, right? It's only 1,500 transactions per second, so you're not going to see um, more than that that's really happening unless we add some changes, some things that are going on there. I've talked about that before. But 99.98 billion is in the total supply versus the 62.46 billion in the circulating supply. Now, many other people have also had a problem with this because when we have any type of dilution that's in current day, right, not a future state, we're talking about current day where it's like every month they're going to increase the supply, circulating supply, by 1 billion. Even though we haven't really seen that, we've seen an introduction of coins. So with that, it kind of when it gets to 100 billion coins, a $1 price point will actually be worth $115 billion, right? So you know that it dilutes it and decreases the price to maintain the same market cap. However, the market cap for XRP will be worth a lot more than what we think, right? 100 billion is chump change compared to what it will be in the trillions, in my opinion. But right now, as you're buying, as you're doing that short term, it really does hurt you a little bit to know that Ripple can dilute you. Ripple is going to dilute you, and it's going to take away from what you currently have in your XRP. However, these escrows can be used in multiple ways, especially if XRP can potentially become the US digital reserve currency. If it can be utilized in a digital reserve currency for many countries, that means that they are going to need a reserve for how much is being traded and moved in that country. So let's say that XRP, or let's say that the US decides that they want to house 10 billion. That means that 10 billion will be removed from circulation, right? And 10 billion will be through circulation through the US. Let's say UK decides to go 2 billion. 2 billion will be in a reserve, 2 billion will be through circulation of the UK, right? Or the UK's banks, the US banks as well. So what we could see potentially is a way for the US, let's say, to do a buyback with the supply or the escrow of what X or what Ripple has for XRP, meaning that they don't have to kind of buy back from us, which honestly, if we wanted them to buy back from us, which we do, we want to be able to gain a lot more, see the price grow as they're buying it back from us. If that's only if we're willing to give it up. But if we're not willing to give it up and we want to see that price drive up, it may be worthwhile for Ripple to just put that in a reserve and feel like it's still out of circulation versus the ones that are in circulation, if that makes sense. So it's a way of fixing that problem that many people have, is like they're adding money, they're adding coins from the escrow to circulation. It's diluting whoever's holding it. Every single holder, that person over here, I get comments all the time. They say, you are getting scammed by Ripple because they're diluting you. Well, honestly, even if it got to 100 billion coins, I still see the value well above where I currently am holding my cost basis where I'm currently holding. I see it well above that point, even at 100 billion coins. And they're not going to add any more coins than what they have in the max supply. That's what's great, right? So no matter what, you have a deflationary aspect overall once all gets introduced, or if it goes in a reserve, you still have that deflationary aspect in the ones that are in circulation. So that's my problem. The problem is around the supply. It could be fixed though with country reserves. It could also be fixed with just having an understanding that XRP will be worth a lot more than where it stands. Doesn't matter about the introduction of nearly 40 billion coins. There's so much room above it price wise, market cap wise, that it really doesn't matter. This is all my opinion. It's not fact. I just want to say that because I know people will take it as if it is fact, and then they'll say you're dumb. Well, this is what I feel about my position and what I'm doing. I haven't been insanely wrong yet, especially about large sums of money. I haven't. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, check out that link down below for BTCC. I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.